PJNet Live, our first broadcast of the brand new year, January 1, 2020, and we have a surprise guest, Tammi Taylor, standing by in our green room. Our chat room is ready. We are streaming on all 4 platforms. Let's switch to Studio 6 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, once again, Happy New Year from PJNet Live. It is 2020. It is January 1st. It is the first day of a new decade, and we are glad that you are here. And behind me, over there, you see we have tonight something very special that we didn't know about until just moments ago, or hours ago, I should say. There is a call to action to get on a bus, an ADEM. I think I know what that stands for, but I'm going to let our guest, who is expert on these matters, tell us what ADM is. Let me guess. The first one is Alabama. But the poop train is moving, and Tammi Noel Taylor is here with us to tell us more about it, because you have championed a cause that you thought you had put this to bed, but it has reared its ugly head again. No one out there knows what I'm talking about. Let them have it, Tammi.
Well, thank you, Mark. ADEM, as you spelled out, the acronyms are for Alabama Department of Environmental Management. This company is supposed to work for the betterment of the environmental health of the community. And in my opinion, I personally believe it's doing the total opposite. We have become a nation, as the word describes it, lovers of money and not really thinking about the health of our neighbor, the health of the people. And it's becoming a sick process and a love for money where we put aside the health of the American people.
Okay, but why the poop train?
Why the poop train? That was the same question I asked. Why do we need to haul in poop and human waste, all types of hospital waste, any toxic waste from out of state into our state? There was Ozzy.com, who did an article, a whole background explaining why other northern states are dumping their waste on the southern states. And it's because you have companies who are so hungry for money that they're willing to bring it in. And I mean, we all produce waste in every state, but when you produce waste in your state in which is actually produced, treat it. It has to go somewhere, but it's not toxic like what's coming into our state. It's traveling for miles and miles. By the time it gets here, it's rank. And the last issue we had, it caused so many bugs, so many buzzards. The smell was horrendous. People were getting sick. It caused so many health issues. The poop, or the leachate rather, is what it called, which is like this residue that seeps from this sludge, is what it looked like, into our river, which is our water source. It eventually will affect our groundwater.
Yeah, the
And this stuff is
aquifer is next. Okay, it's just a matter of time. So
it's like live sewage in your water.
now, if I were to ask these companies from up north that want to send it down here, why are you doing this? They wouldn't say we're greedy and want the money. It's cheaper, whatever. Well, they would say something else. What would they say?
They would say that it's good for our health and the benefits. It benefits our crop, and we can grow our awesome fruit and vegetables with it.
It's
I mean, they
fertilizer.
make it so good you can eat it.
It's so good. Why do they deprive their home state of this wonderful blessing? Why would they spend all of this money to send it somewhere else if it's so great? Why don't they keep it?
Yeah, I'm laughing, but it's not a funny matter. And you are right. If it's so awesome and so great, why aren't other states why can't they state use it? Why
Yeah.
are we hauling it in to our state? And the people
Pay,
need to
paying
wake up.
money to transport it and then paying money to have wherever it's going received. Now, let me guess. If I were to ask Duke Energy or some of these people, they would say that the environmental regulations are so rigorous up there that they cannot comply. They're trying to comply. They just need some time, right? Is that does that song sound familiar? Maybe.
Whatever reason these people are wanting to haul their crap in, I mean, look, it's so heartbreaking. You have to laugh about it. Whatever reasoning behind hauling that crap in, we don't want it here. I don't see any other reason why we should have it here. I don't care if you claim or dress it up with blueberries and flowers and
Right.
roses. Whatever reasoning behind why they feel as if they have to ship it out here to the state of Alabama, they have another thing coming. I personally believe the people of Alabama are resilient, and they're going to fight this thing off. They're going to fight. The sad part about it is A&M has a public hearing. They host public hearings often. This is not something new that they do. But the thing about it is, when we thought we put this thing to bed, to rest, we didn't know that they would bring it up again around the holiday time. People are actually traveling around the New Year, Christmas. They are on vacation at this moment away from the state, and they're hosting public hearings while people are literally on vacation around the holiday. So it's telling me that they don't want anyone to come to this hearing. And this is why we purchased a bus, a charter bus, to get people access who cannot drive, who feel as if they want to come but can't travel all the way to Montgomery, Alabama. And we did this so people don't have to worry about parking. So when we get
Mm-hmm.
there, we're organized, we're mobilized. The bus will pick us up in Adamsville in the parking lot where it's easy to park your car and easy to get on the bus, and then the bus will bring us right back. All I'm asking is for anyone who's jumping on the bus to just donate a small fee. So because the bus is paid for, you can go to Alabama Forward Association on Facebook and secure your spot for a bus seat. There's only 40 seats available on the bus, and we would love for you to go ahead and secure your seat right now. If you need us to pick you up along Highway 65, Interstate 65, along the highway Alabaster, we are willing to stop on the exit of a highway, of the exit of the highway, and pick you up if you are willing to jump on the bus and head straight to Alabama to aid them, to tell them we don't want their crap. We want them to stop this
Literally.
mess.
Okay. As luck would have it, Tammy, one of our regular members in the chat room, who's also a regular appearing guest starting this month on PJNet Live, has a background in agricultural regulation, and he has some comments. He's on our side.
I
It's
would
okay.
love to
It's
hear
okay.
it.
He is up in the D.C. Maryland area up there. Okay. In the D.C. area cannot treat it and apply it within the district. I wonder why. So they want you to take it. Okay. They paid farmers to place it on farms outside of D.C. Does this sound familiar?
Oh, very
Very.
familiar. It
Okay.
sounds.
He went on to say, you cannot spear it in soil where crops in contact with food used for humans, potatoes, tomatoes, lettuce, etc. I'm not familiar with what spearing it means, but and as I understand it, states have different regulations, obviously, because I bet, let me guess, if it came from New York State, it would be illegal to put that stuff in that state, but it's not illegal in Alabama, so they send it to Alabama. Is that
Mhm.
is that oversimplified? So that's
Right. It
okay.
sounds like Alabama to me. What I come to find out that there's no real strong regulations on this. You have the only reason why we able Alabama, town of West Jefferson, and the city of Graysville was able to stop it last time was only because of a zoning law.
Right.
The local landfill was in violation of a zoning law that they went around the law to haul this stuff in, and that was the way we got it stopped. We had to
Right.
find where they were in
Yep.
violation. So technically, there's really no laws. There was only one law, which was an Executive Order 8, that our governor had written, where it talks about bio-waste solids and saying that we cannot have this stuff in our state. But people are just skating around the law and feel as if they are above the law, and literally are just trampling all over the rights of the American people, the Alabama people. I want people to really wake up and realize that this is our hell. We fish in that river, we swim in that river. That is our main water source. It has all the way up to Tuscaloosa.
Mm-hmm.
That wet river runs all the way up to Tuscaloosa, and we don't fight to the death.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it can mean your death. Having the effects of this crap in our water source. It's ridiculous. We need to mobilize, and this is why I'm making it very easy for people to get on the bus and go up and let their voices be heard. I will be reading a statement from ex-worker from the landfill who clearly states that how they are violating regulations and trampling all over the regulations to not do what's right legally. And so I'll be reading one of those testimonies from from an ex-worker of the landfill at this hearing.
Okay.
And so we're just going to put it out there.
I want to be conscious of the time because obviously you're at the tip of the spear. If someone would like to go to that hearing, that's the 7th of this month, Tuesday. The hearing's in the afternoon, if I remember correctly, like 1:30.
That is correct.
Okay, now
And we
say
are
that someone's watching this video, and they'd say, "Well, I'm willing to go. How do they contact you?"
As I stated, if they're on Facebook, all the information is on Alabama Forward Association. You can locate us there on Facebook, and there is a link, an event link that you can click on. You can reserve your seat for you, your husband, your child on the bus. And my contact information is also in the Eventbrite ticket slot. You have our email, which is Adamsville information@gmail.com. You can contact us there, send us an email. But all that information is at Adamsville Forward Association. We are community advocates, and we're just here to sound the alarm, to blow the trumpet when the people are not, speaking up for people who just can't speak for themselves, or really sound an alarm for people to put the flame to their butts and get them involved in preserving their life here in this community.
Okay.
And around us.
Earlier
January
I said you
7th.
cannot spear it in the soil. The word there was spread. You can't spread it in the soil. That's the law. Now, whether what happens is another matter. Also, he says that heavy metals are an issue. I'm also finding in the chat room from Sunbelt Girl, that was Ben Cooper, by the way, who is, I would say, expert, in these matters. The link to that event has been posted in the PJNet chat room. So if you go to patriotjournalist.com and then say enter here, it'll take you to the chat room. You can find the link there. Ben Cooper worked for the People's Republic of Maryland for 32 years in agriculture. How about that? So good to have a friend. It's kind of odd here. I hadn't thought about this until right now. We're conservatives, right? Republicans. Here we are championing environmental protection. We are calling for regulation.
Calling for regulation. And to be honest with you, I have a new love and respect for tree huggers. Mr. Nelson Brooks, he's our river keeper for the Black Warrior River, and he's always heels on the ground. And ever since I met him through this process, I have a newfound respect for what they do.
Yeah. So this is all happening. It's on a short fuse. That's why we wanted to go ahead and get this on the air on PJNet Live as soon as possible so we can get the word out. If you're in Alabama, this will affect you. and Tammi Taylor is trying to spearhead a movement to basically nip this at the bud. I think what could be happening is they find these rural agrarian counties that don't have cities, don't have a lot of money, and they come in dangling that money, saying we're going to pay you. And it's not too hard. You got a good old boy network there, and you talk to the good old boys and tell them the story. You sing the song, you play the fiddle, and they dance. That's how it works. And I think what they're going to find out after it's too late is that's going to be a very bitter harvest of the money once you start trying to deal with the side effects of them. Literally, they're treating Alabama as a septic tank for New York State. That's literally
Yes.
what they're doing.
Since toilet.
Yeah,
They're treating it.
yeah. Why don't they build
Sad is,
a pipeline from New York? Like we built one from
simple, right?
Alaska, you know.
And
Um,
especially the people don't wake up. The sad part is it was my community, my city landfill that was the first to accept this crap. And my mayor is actually the chairman of the Adamsville Landfill Authority Board, and they have not yet explained to us why or what the whole process was. Why no one explained this to us or even told us that they were hauling in human waste right in our backyard.
yeah. And again, I mean, it's part of life, but I mean, you've got bears in Alabama that live in those woods. There's nothing you can do about that. But we have to treat this local thing. I mean, we don't need to be taking on other people's sewage. Period. I mean, they need to deal with it. Well, Tammi, I admire you for your courage, and unfortunately, I hope that you prevail. I sincerely do. But I think even if you do, they'll just go to Mississippi. Find another victim. Because
Yep.
they're obviously they don't want it in their own state, and they're willing to pay to transport it from New York State and other places up north, mostly. Pay all that money to send it. Obviously, they don't want it. Obviously, it's not good, or they'd keep it themselves. This seems pretty basic. So, Tammi, you said about 40 seats on that bus. We have but 6 days before that bus departs, really. So, folks,
Yes.
if you are even remotely inclined to take a trip to Montgomery and take part in this, I hope that you'll go to the. You said the name of the association, something. What was
Yes.
it?
Adamsville Forward Association on Facebook. Go to the events tab, and there is a link for you to get a ticket, and that is to reserve your seat on the bus. You have to reserve it so we know how many seats accounted for, and all the information is in there. The origin of our location of where we're starting and the destination.
Okay. All right. Well, Tammi, we will keep our finger on the pulse of this as it proceeds, and Tammi will be joining us once a month, starting now. And of course, this issue will hopefully be resolved by then. But you know what? She takes on issues, folks. She's not a chicken. she's a champion and a public servant, and it's a pleasure to know you. It's a pleasure to have you as part of the PJNet team, Tammi, and I wish you all well. And by the way, we are hoping, trying to have live broadcasts during the day as they're traveling. Right now, we're not going to do it, but we are planning on doing it. And if there's any way we can, we're going to bring that to you live in real time, right here.
Yes.
On PJNet
That's
Live.
what-
So be watching for that announcement if the arrangements can be made. I'm in the process of making them. So we are out of time, Tammi. Thanks for joining us. I know this was all helter-skelter, fastly. We're like I feel like I'm in a blender sometimes, but that's what it takes to make a difference. And thank you,
That's
Tammi.
what we have to do. That is exactly what we have to do.
Thanks for making a difference, Tammi. We'll be in touch.
Thank you. You be blessed, my brother.
There we go. Tammi Taylor. Get on the bus to ADEM, the Alabama Department of Environmental Management. The poop train is coming to Alabama, and Tammi, but over Tammy's dead body. Okay. Hey, listen, we've got Michelle Medlock Adams is our guest at 9:30 normally, but she is ill. But she has made arrangements to have Ashley Jones join us tonight, and she's been on here once before, so we're looking forward to that. We're going to take a little break, and we will be back live in just a few minutes right here on PJ Net Live.